Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. I choose Phoenix.
Hello, and welcome to Why It Matters. I'm Terry Tucker with Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. Why It Matters is a video series we do that helps us be prepared to get the most out of those moments that life gives us. And I'm here today with my good friend, president and owner of Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. Welcome, Phil. I'm glad you're here with me.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you, Terry, for being here.
Well, thank you. I wanted to share a message with our viewers today that I think is really important. It's the importance of staying connected, and it's the importance of taking care of yourself and letting others help you do that.
Absolutely.
So I've been in a kind of a personal challenge with my own family lately. Both of my parents are elderly. My dad just turned 91 this last week. I had the the emotional challenge of having to have my father in rehab. He was had to go into rehab because he fell and broke his back. With COVID-19, these isolation requirements that have happened in our nursing homes have been so hard on families because they can't visit. They can't get into the facilities and visit their families. And the facilities are doing wonderful jobs at keeping them engaged and bringing activities to them. But I've noticed with my dad especially, I've noticed his sadness. I've noticed his almost weakening because of the lack of having that emotional contact with the people he loves. We've done window chats and we've done phones, of course, and FaceTime, but nothing's the same as that human contact. And so I wanted to ask you, if you have the ear of clients of Phoenix Home Care and Hospice out there, and they're sitting there wondering, what do I do? I'm home now. Do I still need Phoenix? What do I do? Can you talk to that for us, please?
So, Terry, there is a lot of fear, and I want to speak to each one of you out there. I know there is a lot of fear, and I think that it's founded on one hand without a doubt, and perhaps on another hand, you are managing the fear, what could potentially be the outcome of the fear that you are experiencing better than anyone else in our society. You are home. And so perhaps your fear is that what if somebody comes into my home that's already part of my routine, a caregiver, a clinician? Should I say nobody else comes into my home? And I want you to think about this, that we are trained at Phoenix to in fact come safely into your home regardless of the situation, Terry, and I think that's really important, and I believe that this is an opportunity for individuals like your father, who feels isolated right now, and I know he does. I know that's your communication with him. He doesn't get to go to the dining hall with the other residents, and before this, we would have had caregiving in with your father, providing additional socialization. Now that has stopped. Well, in your home, you had the ability to allow the outside medical world and the caregiving world and the resource world to continue to come into your home. And I want for all of the individuals that are being cared for by Phoenix, perhaps need to be cared for by Phoenix or any home care agency out there, I want you to know that we are trained to do that safely. And we are trained to make sure that A, you receive the socialization that is important at a time like this. It's very easy to become depressed, Terry.
It is, and
when
depression
you're alone,
is a huge issue.
Right, and coming in, providing just some company, providing somebody to talk to.
Connection to the outside world
is critically important, but beyond that, it is essential that as you're at home, that perhaps you don't take steps back with your mobility goals. Remember, therapy, we're in there to help you. Make sure that you continue to walk and to do the things that you want to. And also our caregivers are very important in that department too with many of our clients. What do? We help them safely get to, for instance, the restroom, safely get from their nesting chair perhaps in the living room to the kitchen, just safely move about, safely get out of bed, safely get back into bed. We do not want injuries to occur because that necessary assistance
Has stopped.
is not there. And then, of course, our nurses, they are so on top of making sure that the meds that you're supposed to be taking, that you're doing so properly, making sure that your vitals are where they need to be, making sure that you, in fact, are well. Being in the place you need to be in is one thing, but then having that reassurance that, hey, you know
good.
what? I'm
doing good.
I am okay.
Yeah.
Is so important.
It is, and keeping me out of the hospital,
That's
keeping
right.
me out of that doctor's
That's where
office.
they want to stay out of the hospital.
That is
And
so
the
true.
hospitals need them to stay home.
I heard a great story just yesterday. One of our clients called and hired our privately paid services to go grocery shopping for them, to get their groceries
Yes.
in and to keep them safe. They wiped their countertops down, they put their groceries away, and they had a great meal.
And you know, very, very important. A great meal is one thing, but a nutritious meal is even more important.
Yes.
And our caregivers are trained to make
do that.
sure that there is a proper amount of nutrition that is needed to stay healthy in your home.
So this message of why it matters talks about, yeah, we are aware of the COVID-19 challenges. We are aware of the fears that are out there. But let's not give in to that and slide backwards. Let's embrace life and the moments life gives us. And that's what Why It Matters is all about. And we thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Phil.
I'm so happy to be here and that you are here, and happy for the opportunity to send this message to all those that are depending on either Phoenix or another home care agency out there.
Thank you.
Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. I choose Phoenix.